Hello, bright suns and tabuite, Galactic STARCRUISER Star Wars fans. We are the family of Darth Tuba. I am Will.
I'm Karina.
Cindy.
And we are here celebrating our 1-year anniversary of our Galactic STARCRUISER Halcyon voyage. And obviously for those, I think pretty much everybody is in the know, that the Star Wars Galactic STARCRUISER, which is the Star Wars immersive experience in outside of Hollywood Studios in Florida, ran for about 1.5 years.
Yep.
And then sadly had closed its doors at the end of September of 2023. We were fortunate enough to get on the voyage in July of 2023. So we had an amazing time. And before we go through our Galactic STARCRUISER haul, which we purchased, put in bags and boxes, kind of stored away, and then we thought we would kind of revisit it 1 year later. So, but before we do that, and we've had videos on the channel before. We actually went with another family, and we had an amazing experience with them. There were 8 of us. Mm-hmm. What was everybody's thoughts on this? So, what do you think? How would you define your feelings when you did this?
I had a great time. It was very immersive, and you played a character and got involved with the staff and the crew and each other, and carried out missions and things like that.
And how about you?
I enjoyed the level of detail, especially when they did the culinary. There was a lot of wonderful lightings. There's a lot of set design that went into this, and same thing with the cast members. They did a wonderful job, both the performing ones who were on like the entire time and interacting with you, and the cast members who were in the concierge helping out with serving dishes. They were all excellent. Yep.
I guess we should make a shout out to our captain.
Yes.
Our captain, Captain Kevin, who was portrayed by an actor who has since continued on working through Disney and other things, and we've actually run into the same actor portraying different roles throughout the parks. So we've actually been able to connect with her both in person and online, and she was just amazing. And yes, we look forward to, a lot of them. We understand that most of the cast were reassigned, so not a lot of jobs were lost. But we all have a place in our heart for the Halcyon, and we have hopes that something will happen.
Bring it back in some way.
Yeah, but no matter what happens, it isn't going to be the same as what we experienced. So we're taking the attitude of, we're disappointed that it's ended for the people who didn't get a chance to do it, but we're very grateful that we did. So as you can see, there was much merchandise that was sold on the Halcyon. Many things are still available in the park, in Disney Hollywood Studios. Some things have gone over to the Disney Character Warehouse, which is the outlet warehouse where they sell things at a discount. But this is and some stuff, it sold out very quickly. There were things that even by the time we got there, like a lot of jewelry,
no longer available.
Yeah, there was some jewelry, there was some higher end items that we probably wouldn't have purchased anyway, but that sold out quickly. So we're just gonna kind of go through it, all right, and go through some of the things that we did. I'm going to insert some B-roll of some of the stuff close up, because this is kind of a far away shot. So I'll do that, and as we're after the fact, and you can kind of get a closer look at stuff. But right out of the gate here, so forgive me, my head's gonna be cut off a lot. But first out, out of the gate, we'll talk about our great magic bands, right? Mm-hmm. We had these are obviously like magic bands, and they have the same technology that you can get in Disney, but these are unique to the Halcyon. That has the white, actually doesn't even have the symbol on it. It's really, except on the end here. Yeah. But
they have our names stamped on.
Yes.
Somewhere on there.
Yes, and obviously the 3 of us went, but our daughter's visiting us up here where we live. She actually lives in Florida, so she was able to keep all of her items. And in addition, we had our pins. These were given to us. This was from when we go to bed.
The morning we go.
Morning we went on to
Yes,
Batuu.
the morning we go to Batuu. So, and what was cool about these was that, everyone is open. Everyone who's in Disney can visit Batuu. But when you wear these pins, or when you wore these pins, the Batuu regulars, the Batuu personnel, and they would react differently to those who had these pins. They would talk about the Halcyon, how's your voyage, everything like that. In some cases, there were even missions, you know, so those are really good. It's and a nice little keepsake. So we each received one of those. Karina received one of those. And then we also came across a few things that came our way just, you know, as part of the journey. We have, of course, our letters. And because we chose to do a kind of, what was our path? Oopsie. Our path was, I guess, the resistance. Yeah, like the good guys, you know. So we would receive letters from Captain Keevan, which was like, and we would get a couple of these every night. And then we also would receive...
They slid them under the door.
Yeah, they would slide them under the door. And then sometimes they would give us these kind of letters, but they would be cut up, and we'd only get part of the letter, and we'd have to find other people with the other part. And in the back, there was like secret messages written, so it was just part of the experience, yes, part of the journey.
Interaction.
And then we had, of course, things like the, you know, just these are just standard, you know, this is when if we purchased anything and we got a bill, it would come in a little Chandrilla star line, and, you know, they stay completely in world, coasters at the bar or the restaurant, okay? So these were actually, you know, I'd say they're free, but nothing is free, but you know what I mean. And then when you did go to Oga's Cantina, and, you know, down in Galaxy's Edge, and you were wearing the pin, they would present you with one of their coasters, right? Which is, yeah, I got it a little bit closer there. One of those coasters, which is separate from all the other Oga's Cantina coasters, was especially related to it. So we have a cat that is apparently might jump in and try to get part of the action. He did not attend the Halcyon.
He is not a flirkin.
He is not a flirkin as they would be in
the Marvel universe.
In the Marvel universe, although we sometimes think he is a flirkin. But anyway, so what else we got? And then, another one that was a freebie, but we had to earn it, was our Halcyon medallion. This was kind of, what was it? I can't remember the name of the game, but it was essentially like playing Galactic Bingo, right? Mm-hmm. But instead of it being BINGO, it was planets and systems. Right. And they had a really, it was just like a normal cruise ship where you would have a game scheduled on your time. You could go, you didn't have to go. And we decided to go and check it out. There were maybe like 20, 25 people there. And we happened to win one of the rounds of bingo. And because we won, I think they had a handful of rounds that we had winners. They gave us this nice, gold medallion, Halcyon STARCRUISER on the back, picture of the Halcyon ship on the front. So that was a unique thing that not everybody could get. I do believe that if you were in one of the captain suites, they included one of these, which is the bigger suites. We did not do that. So it was nice to be able to receive that. And then this one. So where did we get this one? This was...
one of the fellow guests aboard the ship was handing them out to people, because we also presented fellow travelers with little
little porgs
and stickers.
We had stickers, we had porgs. We would just give them out to guests just for fun. And so when we would do that, other people who had created stuff, so this was actually a pin that someone created, and it said "as one" because that was one of the sayings, together as one. So that was a nice little thing to do. All right, so that's kind of covers, and then of course when we got into our room, this was the CSL Chandrilla Starline. This was actually like a makeup remover kit that was complimentary. They did say it was
and face mask. It's like a bubbling face mask or something.
We didn't use it, but we really liked
the container.
They let you keep the box.
So that was
an old Band-Aid box.
It was funny too, because I noticed about 20 cruises in, maybe 2 or 3 months in, when they started, some people were filming and they weren't including these, so they must have run out. But then they had more, so that was cool. So, All right, now the rest of these are items that you would have found perhaps in the gift shop, or, and again, their gift shop was just a little room near the atrium, and they had, you know, just standard stuff. They also had shirts and baseball caps and things like that. But there were kind of two areas. There was the one gift shop, which was inside the Halcyon, which was all Chandrilla Starline related. It was in universe. Everything that you got there was part of this story. And then outside of the Halcyon, there was a little smaller kiosk that was all about the Galactic StarCruiser experience, kind of from a, you know, guest coming in thing, more earthbound, if you will. So, so let's see. Well, you know, of course, Magic Bands. We had another one here. This is not a Magic Band 2.0 or whatever. It's
Magic
just a
Band Plus.
Yeah, Magic Band Plus. Thank you. It's just a standard. Oh yeah, we also, you know, they gave us free bottles of water when we were down in Batu, so we kept one of those.
Hydrated and cold towels. And
Oh yeah, that was really
very
nice.
nice of them to do that.
Because it was the summertime, so it was really hot in Florida.
Very hot.
And people were dressed up in, you know, pretty much, I mean, cosplay basically.
Yeah.
So they were very conscious about that.
So they also had, you know, your standard things like patches, you know, and I just wanted to get one of them. They had several different styles. I love the ship. So we were happy to be able to get that. And then, you know, keychains. This is a keychain. Now, I don't know if I'll ever use this as a keychain. I might hang it on the Christmas tree.
I would use it as an ornament.
It looks like
It's
more
so
like an
nice,
ornament.
Though. It's
and I don't know
pretty.
if this one lights. It looks like there's a battery. So yeah, it does.
It does light up.
light up.
Oh.
So there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know
there's
it
the
does
thing.
that.
There are the lights in the back. So that's cute. Okay, and then of course we have this was cool. This is the Chandrilla Starline Journal, and this is and then you open this up and
With the pen.
you had your cool pen to go with it, and then there's neat drawings, and the pen is really cool. And some of this is like lined. Some of it's pretty much just lined. Some of it has some interesting. I don't know if you can see it with the reflection, but there's like actual artwork with the droids and stuff. So, but it's just a nice thing. It has the magnetic thing. You get the Chandrilla Starline's logo with the pen and this. So it's kind of a
Nice set.
Yeah. All right. And then, of course, gotta have your wind up. Was it SK620, right? SK620, which is the resident.
Droid.
He doesn't like riding on our carpet, but he does get.
On our tablecloth. There
There
it
he
Didn't
is.
know he wound up. That's
Yeah.
so funny. It's the first time I'm looking at a lot of this
So
stuff.
he was very present. Stop
is.
whining.
Part of the story.
You're very much part of the story. And as you can see here, I think I'm going to continue with this one, and this will be the actual unboxing. Oh yeah, that's true. He had his own 3 3/4 inch action figure. Okay, I actually purchased 2 of these guys. One I'll actually unbox in another episode. All right, so that's this guy, but I really love the look of the figure card. It's really, really cool. And then we have, of course, the large version, which is very much similar to the R2s that you can get pre-made, or the building R2s that you can get at the Droid Depot. Let me just hold that down. I'm not going to take it out of the box other than this. It is kind of tethered, but it's, as you can see, it's like a standard droid. Comes with the little remote control in the back, very similar to all the other droids. I do believe it makes all the very similar sounds. RS.
Light and sound effects. There's a controller forward. You can activate the dome. It can go forward, backward, make sound, and turn left and right.
Yeah.
Has a personality chip port.
So you can actually get personality chips from the Droid Depot to put into this droid, just like any other droid. So that's really, really cool. It is kind of permanently tethered there. I don't want to bother unboxing it here, but again, maybe I'll take it out later and insert the video of him moving around and stuff like that. So really good on that end. So, and then speaking of droids, we also have this one, D309. A lot of people didn't even know this droid existed because this droid only existed in your room. Every hotel room had a kind of a droid interface.
Interactive.
And this droid, a lot of people didn't bother to do it. They were shown the demonstration.
Right.
We did a lot of it, and the droid. There were tons of fun adventures you could go on, even in your room. Like before bed, it would tell you bedtime stories, sing you lullabies. It was really cool.
Answer questions.
Yeah.
Or ask you questions.
And in fact, sometimes I had to negotiate. You know, there were little mini adventures. Like I was in the middle of the day, I went back to the room, and D309 made me have to negotiate. The cat's getting into this. Are you okay? Oh, is he bringing a porg?
He is. He's bringing the porg.
He's bringing in a porg. We have a cat who brings us a porg.
A plush porg.
Yeah, I'll get a video of that or a photo of that. He brings us a porg like he's like bringing us a trophy, a prize. So he does it every morning.
A little gift.
So
it works because it's in universe, so
Yes.
it's nice to know that this is in universe. We know it's a porg.
The cat
Every
is very much part of the Star Wars universe. Anyway, so D309, cute character, kind of like a protocol droid, but a unique design to the Halcyon, which is always nice. I mean, the SK droid is basically an R2 unit. Okay, very much looks like an R2 unit, but this is unique to a separate droid. It wasn't a walk around character. It was simply on your screen, but it was nice that they made a figure of that. All right, now let's talk about Sabacc. Right? So Sabacc, first we have our deck. Now, you can buy Sabacc decks on Batuu. However, what we discovered was that this is a different game. Not a completely different game, but
A little bit of different strategy to play.
And which in some ways made it very hard because we had studied and practiced playing with the Batuu version. Then we show up we had friends, thankfully, who had gone on the Halcyon slightly before we did. And they actually got together and they were showing us how to play. So we're happy we had that. But it was tricky. It was a tricky game. But the card deck is, in fact, different than the Batuu one. So we were happy we picked up a deck. But the real popular thing that was going on were the chips. The chips that were eventually, basically Sabacc poker chips. Okay, I can't open them right now, but that's all right. They're basically, these are just, I'm sorry about the glare, but there is a series of different types of coins that were served as poker chips, and they were very popular. I was able to get me a set. I was able to actually get 2 sets. One for...
You smuggled one out?
I smuggled one out for a friend.
Yes.
I paid for it. I didn't steal it. But it was a really cool thing.
All right, let's move some more stuff.
Yeah. You want to talk about
Let's talk about the mug.
the mug?
I love mugs. And so we had to get one that was...
Not only does it have the Halcyon
gorgeous.
logo, but it has a really cool handle and a really cool shape.
Yeah.
Very unique.
It's
So
we
cute.
thought we bought 2, but we could not for the life of us find the second one. In fact, we are pretty sure we bought one and then a friend smuggled one off for us. But we just, it's missing
gonna
in track.
find it.
We'll track it down. Unfortunately, you can't buy these anymore. They go for
No.
way too much
It's-
money.
Yeah, these are my favorite ones.
So this will
is
go
so
in our
nice.
curio cabinet and as a memory. But
Yeah.
speaking of items to drink out of, we also had when.
Touch that one.
Well, actually, I want to let's do this one. When we went down to Batuu, Cindy purchased a drink at Olga's Cantina that came in a
Best.
poured mug, and this is something I believe you can still get. I think it was the Cliff Dweller.
Yes,
I
that's
think
right.
so.
It was a cliff.
And it's meant to look obviously like a wood carving, but this is in fact ceramic. So you gotta be careful with it. And it's the kind of thing that you can get a handful of specialty drinks at the Olga's Cantina. And if they, certain ones you pay a little extra and it comes in the mug. You actually can get it in a mug, but then they will bring you a fully wrapped one, after the fact to take home.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those. And because we bought this on the Halcyon journey, we felt that this is going to be part of the Halcyon experience. So there we go. All right. And then the last drinkable item or whatever. These were actually,
Really cool design.
these were awesome designs because of the fact that these we actually saw in the movie Solo for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, Chewie had 2 in one meeting and he was downing them both. And these are the glassware. This is the glassware that they actually had on the Halcyon when you were in like the bar or the sublight lounge.
Mm-hmm.
So we really liked that. We wanted to get one like that, and it's got a nice handle. I feel the weight on it. In addition, and we'll say this, that we also, just to make, we like to be, a little bit of disclosure here. We actually were supposed to go on this voyage in November of 2022. And that's...
I can explain. When you come into Florida, sometimes there's some hurricanes in November. There was a small one. Unfortunately, that canceled the first trip that these two were originally going to go on.
Yeah,
I was not
right. Adults, the parents.
That's right.
Yeah.
It just so happened that when they cancel it due to their contract, they do have to close it. It's very complicated, but what happened was we ended up finding out, can we reschedule it? And they were able to add people. So the rest of the family, this is how we came up with 8 people. Shout out to the guest relations who helped us, honestly. I just need to say that right now. They were very helpful, very wonderful cast. When that happens, it's always so tricky to schedule people, but
not everybody could do it.
Yeah.
I was very thankful that I went on, and then the rest of the family that we had with us, they went on too.
So, but another nice thing was they offered it. I don't know if you mentioned, but they offered us to go half price, which is part of the reason why we were able to add our children. And there's our guest. Hello, Hobbs. That's okay. Leave it in. We're leaving it in.
I knew he was going to do that.
It's all right. Just as long as he doesn't knock over the mug, I'm good.
Just keep an eye. Keep going.
Okay. So anyway, hold on. Here he is again. Oh, come on.
No.
I think. Look over there. Look over there.
Get off the table.
Of course.
Oh, you like that one?
You like this?
You want to do that one next?
You want to do that? Okay. So.
He's going to say.
Oh, he's going to hang out. Okay.
Continue.
All right. So anyway, that's going to be the thumbnail. All right. So they offered it for half price. We were able to get all of us on there. In addition, we were also on a completely different trip scheduled to go on the Disney Wish. But this was, being that it was COVID, they canceled the cruise when it was first open, and became, once again, we had to reschedule it. We ended up rescheduling it around the same time. It was like a week or two after our Halcyon. So we went on the Disney Wish on the same vacation, which was a lot, but it was also half price, so it was also very, affordable for us. But on the Disney Wish, there is a hyperspace lounge. And that lounge had a very much similar vibes to the Sublight Lounge. They actually even had a screen that looked like you were out in space, and you could actually see all sorts of stuff. Get out of there. You little flirkin'. It's all right. All of this is happening live. No. So the lounge had some Halcyon Easter eggs. They had the ships coming through, and you can actually get those same glasses. So the same Halcyon drink glasses. So that was really cool. All right, moving on before the cat comes up anymore. Oh. Speaking of Halcyon itself, we had several. Like I showed you the keychain. It was also a small model. Okay, just a nice little, desktop model. And they had a larger one, and I think there was even a larger one than this, but that one I believe sold out.
It was like a whole tabletop.
Yeah, there's like a tabletop one.
There's another size of that.
This is like a model kit, but these model kits are not like real model kits. You just put them, they're just like displays that you just quickly put together. So that was that. Now, these are, they were off camera for most of it, but these are very interesting. These were what they called secret pins. Okay, you would go to the person, you'd have to find out about it. It was almost like a secret menu item. You would have to go to the cast member, or the crew member rather, and say, have you got anything, any secret pins, or and they would ask you what you thought of the Resistance, and you'd say, oh, I'm very loyal to the Resistance. And if you said that, they would show you these pins, and each one of them, and I'll insert some close videos on all of these. Each one of them it says Halcyon Chandrilla Starline, but there's some level of it that kind of shows a Resistance thing. Like if you think of Rose Tico with the ring, you know, from Last Jedi, and you could turn the ring and you could see the Resistance logo. That's what each one of these has, a secret one. So as I'm talking here, I'll put those in so you can see them. So there were 5 of these. Now, it was really cool that they were part of the secret item, although you could also purchase them outside in that smaller kiosk, which I didn't know until we were leaving, but you know, it was the same price. It was all good. We liked it. Lastly, but certainly not least, is of course, anybody who's been to Galaxy's Edge knows this shape of this box. This is of course the lightsaber. This is the actual lightsaber that was considered the Halcyon lightsaber. It's differently designed than any of the other ones. It is, I believe, a USB charge thing. I mean, considering that I never even took it out of the package, and it's been about a year, it's probably not charged at the moment. I also don't have the blade with me right now, all right? But it also comes with these interesting Arabesh lettering. And you can actually use those to kind of put your name, like label, like maybe put a monogram or something there. So that's a cool little extra that you get with this. So, and again, I think this is similar in design. I'm guessing that it's similar in design to what we had when we did our lightsaber experience on the Halcyon, and everybody got to try that and do that. So that is our Halcyon stash, and we were really happy to do it. Like I said, it was just such a great experience. And, you know, there was more stuff. There were more high-end stuff. There was, you know, some things that weren't available by the time we got to the ship. Because, you know, I'm sure that by the time when did they announce cancellation?
September?
Well, that was when it closed.
I believe
when
it was
announced
May, so it was actually May or summer.
Oh, yes. And we do want to point out, in a previous episode behind us there, we created a couple of things here. First of all, our daughter created these 2 pieces of art that she made for us. She basically took some of our Halcyon, you know, what do they call it? Like ephemera, you know, the paper products and swag and stuff, and made it into a little framed piece, one for me, one for Cindy. And then Karina and I together created a Halcyon advent calendar to give to Cindy. And it included her own artwork of different characters that were on the ship, all the different characters that you.
There were stickers, buttons, magnets,
Maybe a keychain.
Some really fun stuff.
Some just fun stuff. So we did that as a just as a one-off year, just because it was such a special year that we got to do it. So
yeah.
So those were our Halcyon and Galactic Star Cruiser souvenirs. Any final things you want to say? I think we're good.
We covered it all.
We covered it all. And then you can go back and check. We have a couple of other episodes relating to the Halcyon. One where we actually have a roundtable discussion with the other family, the Wisbicki family, where we go over all of our experiences there. I did also go into detail about the Advent calendar, if you look back on the November, December episodes of last year. And, you know, just my general thoughts about it in previous episodes as well. So thank you so much, guys. I know this was a lot here, but I'm happy that we waited until our year anniversary.
And we were all...
we were all together, because we're not always, you know, we often go down to Florida, but all this stuff is here.
Yeah.
And when she comes up and visits, sometimes we're really busy. So it was really great that we got to do this. So thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification, do all that other stuff. Check us out, the Darth Tuba on X and on Instagram. Thank you to Red 5 Network for supporting and putting the channel out there. And be sure to check out all the other Red 5 Network family of Star Wars podcasts and YouTube videos. There's some great content out there. So thank you so much, and until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you, and let's do our exit greeting, or I guess salutation, which is Tabooie Tay!